How are
This
you?
conference will now be recorded.
So, I think we started understanding of NumPy, right?
Yeah, NumPy, yes.
So I think basic introduction was already done.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go for the numpy.org. Yeah. See, so which can do a lot of operations, right? Like it will be little fast. See, these are the features are there, like powerful and dimensional array and a numerical computational tool and and interoperable and performance will be little faster than Python. Usually the basic Python program or Python language, which is little slow. The reason is that it's the interpreter. But when we are using the NumPy, so the NumPy which is well optimized with the C code, so that so the NumPy which is little faster than the Python. Okay, clear. And it can be used to use it, and it's open source. Open source means anybody can able to modify your code, so which is already available in a this particular area of GitHub, and we can download that one, and we can add some new features, and we can update it with this particular GitHub. Okay, so the NumPy, so the ecosystem, nearly every scientist working on the Python draws on the other on the power of NumPy actually. Because of NumPy, every scientist they are using. The reason is that the NumPy brings the computational powerful language of like C and Fortune and Python, Fortune to Python. A language much easier to learn and use. With this power comes simplicity. A solution of NumPy is clear and elegant. So because of NumPy, okay, the Python is more flexible to use it in any kind of area. Okay, see some of the examples: quantum computing, like bioinformatics, Bayesian inference, mathematical analysis, and in a case of chemistry, geoscience, geographical processing, and architecture engineering. See, so when you want to use in a bioinformatic, it's a BioPython is there, or Scikit Bio, or Pi Essential, ETE. These are the libraries which are implemented again with the help of the NumPy concepts only. Okay. Hey, water. No,
రేపటి నుంచి నీకు కష్టం ఏం చెప్తా రోజుకు $5 జీతం నీ బాటిల్ ఇది బాటిల్ ఇది రాసుకుపోయినావా బెడ్ కింద దాకావా
Okay. When it is a mathematical analysis, there we can use the SciPy, ZimPy, CVXPy, okay, FNCCS, and when it is a chemistry, Cantera, MD analysis, RDKit. Like this, every area we can use different libraries, which is base of the NumPy only on top of NumPy. Okay. In case of signal processing, statistical computing, and quantum computing, and image processing, and the graphs and networks, and astronomy process, and the cognitive psychology. So these are all area of using of NumPy with the different packages. Okay, those are all corresponding packages along with the NumPy. Got it? So there are lot of applications, case studies we can do it. And first image of a black hole. So how NumPy together with libraries like SciPy and Matplotlib that depends upon the NumPy enable the event horizon telescope to produce the first ever images black hole. So this kind of operations or case studies we can solve it. Hmm? Yeah. So these are the scientific domains, area of domains we are using the basis NumPy only. And we have a lot of libraries, right? So array-like libraries are Dask, CuPy, JAX, Xarray, Sparse, PyTorch, TensorFlow, MXNext, Arrow, and Tensor, XND, UArray, and Tensorly. So these are all the libraries. So each and every library which is dedicated for some kind of that specific operations. So a task will use it for distributed array and advanced parallelism of analysis, enabling the performance at scale. So coming to CUPY, NumPy compatibility array like library, GPU accelerated computing with the Python. So when we are using the GPU instead of CPU, then we can go with this particular CUPY. JAX. So like this, lot of libraries, it can be you can have it along with a Python, sorry, along with a library. When coming to the data science, okay, so let's start understanding of data science first of all. Here it is clearly mentioned it. So Python libraries for data science, there are a lot of libraries we are using. So extract, transform, and load. This is ETL. Usually, to performing the ETL in other technologies, they might be using some kind of Informatica, Talent, data stage, that kind of operations we can, or that kind of tools we are using, but we are replacing with the help of the Pandas, Beautiful Shop, and Intake. These are the libraries it can help you to do to perform ETL operations. Okay. And after that one, exploration data exploration in the sense we can visualize the data. For visualization of the data, we can use the seaborn and matplotlib. And the data evaluation in the sense we can perform some kind of operations on the data. So whether the data is valid or invalid, we can able to evaluate it with the help of NumPy and TensorFlow or somewhat Keras, those kind of things. After you are evaluated the data, then we can creating the model with the help of the scikit-learn, SciPy, and statistical modeling or some nothing but. Then again you can able to present the data with the help of the matplotlib, Holovich, WizPy. Okay, see, before modeling and after modeling, we are presenting the data. But before modeling, whatever the data you're displaying or whatever visualization you do, that operation we are calling it a data exploration. After modeling, whatever the data you are visualization, that kind of operation we are calling it a data presentation. Then we can able to deploy the model in the area of which cloud we are using area do that. able to do that. Okay. Hello. Okay. That's pretty cool. So is there any question, Zeno?
No, sir. Could you show some examples of how we use these libraries? Like,
Yeah. So that each and everything we should have it. In
yeah.
future classes we are working on that part only. Okay.
Okay.
Just um there it is having just I'm showing it. Just we
Yeah.
just go through the website. A lot of information is there. I'm also not alone. I mean, I'm not also couldn't gone through this each and everything. But
Yeah.
people are less, right? So I have a time so that I'm looking for it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
See, and so when you click on this image, just click on this image. See, when you want to be expertise or when you want to become like a data scientist, so this is the area of knowledge we require. Okay, we should have a knowledge in a domain expert. You should have a domain expert. Okay, and you should have a knowledge in mathematics, and you should have a knowledge on the computer science. You should have a knowledge on the machine learning. You should have a knowledge in the data processing, statistical analysis. Clear?
Yes,
So
sir.
in the lot of areas you should have an experience or you should have a knowledge, then we can easily become like a data scientist. I think Gino, you are a domain expert in a microbiology. Okay, so that I'm
Mhm.
not teaching to you. I'm
Mhm.
teaching to you only mathematics and computer science only,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
that too especially in a mathematics and in a statistical analysis, machine learning things, and data processing, and this kind of coding, like we are learning this particular area of data science. Okay,
Yes.
especially in a any kind of field. Domain expert I am not teaching, so wherever whichever the field you're working on it, so that's your domain expertise. Okay, so if
Yes.
you go for any kind of question in a domain area of domain, so you can easily answer it, right? That's what my
Mhm.
question.
Mhm.
Okay, so this is what, so these are the things we should have a knowledge, or these are the libraries or this kind of knowledge we should have it to become like a data scientist.
Okay.
See, this is like a Google AI blog. Okay, so the NumPy forms the basic powerful machine learning library like scikit-learn and SciPy. As the machine learning grows, So does a list of libraries built on NumPy only. So whatever the libraries we are building after the NumPy, like SciPy, Scikit-learn, or Matplotlib, this everything will be top of the NumPy only. Okay. TensorFlow deep learning capabilities have the uh, board applications, among them speech and image recognition, text-based applications, time series analysis, and video detections. And PyTorch, another deep learning libraries, is popular among the researchers in a computer's vision and natural language processing. MXNet is another AI package providing the blueprint and the templates of the deep learning, and each and everything. These all things will top of the NumPy only. Okay, and the statistical techniques like ensemble techniques like bagging, boosting, and different kind of machine learning algorithms and XGBoost, Light GBM, CatBoost, one of the fastest inference engines, Yellow Bricks, and LE5 offers machine learning visualization. So this all things, these all things will make it by the this particular NumPy only. Okay, this is a Google AI blog, the latest from Google Research, open sourcing an embedded projector, a tool of visualizing the high dimensions. See, when you want to visualize something in a three or four dimensions, it's not even 3D, it's something else. Okay, so that each and every visualization we can performing an advanced level of visualizations we can perform in a Python programming language. Okay, see, if you go through it we can understand. This is one project, guys. So recent advances in ML have some so impressive result, with applications ranging from the image recognition, language translation, medical diagnosis, and more. With widespread adoption of ML system, it is increasingly important for each scientist to be able to explore how the data is being interpreted by the models. However, one of the main challenges in exploring the data in the often has hundreds and even thousands dimensions, requiring the special tools and investigated the space. See, if we have one or two dimensions, then we can easily visualize, right? But when we have a more dimensions, then what happens? Hmm? Sir, no. So that kind of things also we can able to visualize with help of the this NumPy. The base of NumPy, not NumPy. Okay, clear or not? See, so in a visualization area, so NumPy visualization lands these Matplotlib, Seaborn, Plypod, Atlayer, Blocky, Holoviz, Wishby, Napari, PyVista. These are all libraries for visualization purpose. Okay. So even at the time of visualization, we can learn just Matplotlib and Seaborn, but in Python there are a lot of other libraries also there. So when we have a time, then we can start working on that libraries also. Okay, so you can practice yourself also, no issue at all.
Okay.
NumPy, click start learning. Prerequisite: you will need to know a bit of Python if you want understanding the NumPy. Do you have a knowledge in Python programming language, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start about basics. NumPy mains object is homogeneous multi-dimensional array. What it is? What is mean that homogeneous? Zeno?
Homogeneous means something similar, right?
Absolutely correct. So
Yeah.
something which is in a similar, and what is mean that multi-dimensional? It is not like rows and columns. It may be more than the rows and columns, like
Yeah.
tensors. Okay,
Okay.
like rows and columns like 3D or 4D format or 5D. So when the data which we have in the multi-dimensionality, then we can go with NumPy, and moreover, all the elements in that particular dimension, it should be the same data.
Yeah.
Okay, it is a
Yes.
table of elements, usually numbers, all the same type, indexed by the tuple or non-negative integers in a NumPy dimensional called access. Usually in a Python programming language, negative indexing is supporting, right? But in case
Mhm.
of NumPy, negative indexing is not supported. So
Okay.
here, which is showing that it's indexed by the tuple. Tuple means what? Tuple are non-negative integers to modify things, right? For
Yeah.
example, the array of coordinated point 3D space and 1 to 1 has one of the axis. So that usually that the dimensions or the non-negative integer, the indexing things, we are calling it say axes. See,
Okay.
this is one axis and this should be another axis. Okay.
Mhm.
For example, the array of coordinated points in 3D space, one, that means one row and two columns and one matrix. Okay, or one row, one matrix has one axis. The axis has three elements in it. So we can say length is 3. For example, pictured below, the array has two indexes, two axes. Okay. The first axis length is 2, the second axis length is 3. That means two
Mhm.
rows and three columns.
Three
Okay.
columns. Yes.
Okay. The first axis is two rows and the second axis is columns. So that we are calling it axis. Axis means the shape of the your data. Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Shape in the, it's not like shape, the elements in a shape. So the NumPy class is also called, it's a ND array. So usually we can call NumPy is also one object, right? So like a, one class only, right? So when you are creating something, so the object is ND array. Okay. So it is also known by the alias of array. Note that NumPy arrays is not the same standard Python libraries of the array. So in case of Python programming language, we have one array library is there. So that is the one of the library. It's a Python library. So with help of the array also we can creating the array. But this array.array and normally NumPy.array both are the different, which is only handle one dimension array and offers the less functionality. Actually, in case of array.array, we are in case of array.array, we can create only one dimensional array. So when it is a one dimensional array, the functionality also it will be having very less, right? But in case of array or ND array, so which is the n dimensional, so we can able to have, we may have it multiple functionalities. Okay. the number of accesses the number of accesses dimensions of the array, the number of access only we are calling it dimensions. Okay, so
Mhm.
how many number of accesses we have it, then
Number of
that is our
dimensions.
dimension. So
Yeah.
for example, we have only rows and columns, that means we have only two
Two dimensions.
accesses,
Yeah.
that means two
Two
dimensions.
dimensions.
Okay, so like
Yes.
this, these are the attributes like dimension, ndim, shape, size, and a d type, item size, data. These are all NumPy attributes. Okay, so NumPy
Okay.
attributes in the sense the NumPy array class which is having some kind of op attributes like d type in the sense the type of elements inside of the, so for example these are all integers, right? So the
Mhm.
data type of inside of this particular array all are integers. Okay, that we can able to specify with help of the d type only, or we can able to access what type of it is. Okay, and
Okay.
the item size, each and every element inside of the array, it having some size, right? That we can able to access or retrieve with help of the item size, and the data in the sense the data containing this particular array. So let me execute this particular statements in your Jupyter something else. Okay, we can execute in your notes also. I mean, you can open your Jupyter notebook and we can execute these particular statements. You will be getting some output. Okay,
Okay.
so just to understanding purpose, I'm might it will be very large concepts. So it is very huge concept. So it's not possible to execute each and everything. We can try to execute. I will try to explain over here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not teaching any new thing. Okay, so you can Hmm, okay, fine. So here the NumPy we are importing with a different name. The name is it's NP. So instead of using the NumPy every time instead of using the NumPy for every time, okay. Oh,
Okay, we're using NP.
but I forgot. Hi Neelam.
Hi, Anjan.
You came to the class this time, or I think from the
No,
last
I
we
was
talked.
driving, so I checked in online over the phone.
Okay, okay. So actually, you requested for new timing, right?
Yeah,
Instead
5:15.
of the yeah 5:15 in the sense 7:15. So
So
15
yeah,
minutes
so you
delay you
started
want
the
to
class
start.
at 5. I got out
Oh,
of
okay,
work at 5, so I started I was driving and I just started it on the phone.
okay, okay. Then let's meet tomorrow
So I'm
onwards
home
at
now.
7:15 only. Okay. I mean instead of the
Okay.
7:15, that means 5:15 of your time only. Okay. So Neelam, is that
Yeah.
okay? Sorry,
Thanks.
Gino, is that okay for you?
Yes, it is okay. That works me too. For me too. Yeah.
Okay, fine then. So from tomorrow onwards, we will meet at 7:15. That means 5:15 of the Neelam time and 7:15 of your time.
Yes.
So Neelam, are you working in any company right now, right away?
Yeah, I'm a healthcare provider.
On which
So I work in outpatient.
SaaS developer?
No, healthcare provider.
Okay. What you can do usually your job? Can you explain little?
Oh, so I'm a physical therapist.
Okay, you are a doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. So where it is?
So it's a non-profit organization. It's called Family Health Centers.
Okay, that's
And
usually the location where you
oh,
a
it's
city
in
or
San
state.
Diego. It's in California is the state name and San Diego is the city name.
Okay, if any chance if I over there, then I can actually I have a lot of like pains. uh,
You have
So
lot of what?
pains that I can talk with you now phone call. Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I think I couldn't think even a rock is there in my class.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. So when coming to this particular thing, like so we are talking about the NumPy, right? So so I imported the NumPy library with the name of NP, and so np dot arrange is the function. So arrange in the sense we are going to be creating the some range of elements from 0 to 14, and so total 15 elements are there with help of the reshape. So we are converting these 15 elements as the 3 rows and 5 columns. Okay. So this is row 1. So 3 rows, right? Row 1, row 2, and row 3. Okay. For each row, you have the 5 elements. It's totally 3 into 5, 50 elements we have it with the help of the arrange function. Got it? So usually if I'm not using the reshape, which is like one dimensional only, which is like the one dimension only. But whenever I'm using the reshape as the 3 comma 5, that means the 15 elements which is converting like a 3 rows and 5 columns. So the shape is here, it's a 3 comma 5. So NDIM in the sense it's a number of accesses, and a dot d type dot name in the sense the type of elements in a. So each and every element inside of the A, which is the 8 bytes, the the entire size of this A will be, it's a 50 bytes. So when I'm using the type of A, this is the type is the Python function, then it should be the ND array. Okay, so these are the things we seen it in a previous example. Got it? In the meanwhile, we are creating the one more array. That array is, we are creating directly array function. Previously you created the array with arrange function, so some range of elements you created and you are shaping of it. But now we are creating the array with your own elements, so 6 comma 7 comma 8. So now it should be the one dimensional. So the data type is, it's ND array. Even it is the one dimension, even it is the 3 dimensional, 4 dimensional, 1 dimensional, 2 dimension, the object type is, it's a ND array only. Clear? So this is the two ways you may creating the array. Let's talk about the some array examples, how you can able to create the array. So the first one is with help of the array function. See, here we have a function is there. Here we have a function. Okay, so let me see some examples. Here we have a array function is there. With help of the array function, you can creating the array. Okay, so but here here all elements are integers, so that the data type is, it's an integer data type of each and every element in an array. But whenever the one element is the float, the rest of the data type also, it's automatically converting as the float data type. This is the way you can able to go for creating the elements in array. So let's try to do this particular thing. Here np.array, here also we are giving the 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. It should be an error. The reason is that, so make sure that the elements you should give you in a square brackets or in a parenthesis, so not like directly elements. Okay, the reason is that the array is the function, so the elements you have to be considered either tuple format, list format, set format, not in any other data type, not any other date, not in any other individual elements. You should make it as the one group, not like individual elements. That should be an error. See, careful observe here. So here we are having the, here we are creating the one array. This is the row 1. The group of elements has a tuple, and the group of elements has a tuple. These are the two tuples you are giving to the in a one another list or else tuple. Then, which means that 2 rows and 3 columns. This is the column 1. This is the column 1. This is the column 2. This is column 2. This is the column 3, and this is also column 3 element only. Okay, so there are 2 rows and 3 columns that you created individually with the help of the array function. Okay. But you understand how we creating the two-dimensional array? Hmm? Just give me some time. Hello. So I think you know how we I think you seen right how we can creating the two-dimensional array. So when this is the same way you can create the some elements, but by the time we can able to specify the data type. Actually, these all elements are integer type that we are converting as a complex type with help of d type equal to complex inside of the array function. So here d type is the one attribute or one argument we can provide while the time of creation of the array. So if I'm giving the data type here, then all elements which are automatically converting as that specific data type. Okay. Now here we have the zeros is the method. So you can able to create the array with all zeros only. By the time of creating the zero matrix, we can able to specify the shape of it. When I'm giving the 3 comma 4, that means 3 rows and 4 columns of the zeros matrix we are converting. For example, if I'm using the ones, which is converting the ones matrix, but while it is creating the ones matrix, you can able to specify the shape of it. So when I'm giving the shape is it's a 2 comma 3 comma 4, and that means we are creating the two matrices. This is matrix 1 and matrix 2. For each matrix, it should having the 3 rows. Each matrix it should having the 3 rows, and each row which is having the 4 columns. Each row is having the 4 columns. That it should be like it's a and however you are specifying the data type is integer. So which means the type of elements inside of this particular ones matrix, it should be the integer type. It should be the integer type. Clear? So np.empty 2 comma 3 in the sense we are creating the one empty matrix with the 2 rows and 3 columns. But when you're creating the empty, so automatically some kind of data which we are not even seeing it, that kind of like some random data it can able to creating it because of you creating the empty matrix with the help of the empty method. I think you already seen that arrange function, right? So the arrange function, the maximum it can able to receive the 3 elements. So first element is start element, second element is stop element, third element is the step index. So which is starting with the 10, 10 plus 5, 15, 15 plus 20, 15 plus 5, 20, 20 plus 5, 25, 20 plus 5 is a 30. 30 is less than the 30, right? So that which is stopping with this range only. Okay, you're creating only 4 elements. We are just creating only 4 elements.
Anjan, I'm not able to see the screen you are sharing.
Okay, what about did you see my screen? Did you able to see my screen?
No, I'm not able.
But the screen is not moving. Looks like it is stuck somewhere. Like, what you're showing is not being seen here.
Okay, now
No.
is it moving? Now it's not moving, huh?
No, it's not moving. The
Actually, I'm
screen.
moving this screen. Okay, so I think there is some internet issue. Anyway, so I hope you're having some basic knowledge idea and you are getting some basic idea of it. So what you can do, you can open this particular numpy.org, go to the tutorials and the quick tutorials. Okay,
Okay.
so let's look out yourself and get back to me tomorrow session. Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, are we going to start with, I mean, are we still doing the NumPy for this whole week?
Not whole week. By tomorrow we can wind up the numpy. Okay. So once if
Okay.
you understood numpy, rest
NumPy
of the
will
things we
start
can.
the,
Yeah, we can. Yeah. Sorry.
and then
Okay.
after NumPy,
Uh,
I will start with the machine learning algorithms.
After numpy, then we'll focus on the pandas. Okay.
And that's okay.
And matplotlib. After that one, we will do some projects which related to ETL operations like matplotlib, no, like data processing. So when we have
Okay.
some data, then we can do processing operations like cleaning, merging. So statistical operations we seen, right? So by last
Okay.
week we seen some kind of theoretical classes like statistics. So that all
Yeah.
kind of statistics we can perform before building the machine learning, and why we are learn previous statistics and how we are using in before building the machine learning. So how we are using the statistics that we will see after the NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib is done. Okay. After that
Okay.
one, what we can do, then we can apply the machine learning algorithms. Then again we can plot visualization. So data exploration and data presentation. Before modeling, after modeling, we should present the data. Okay.
Okay. And
So
then,
that we will see.
yeah.
Yeah. So by this Jan end, we will almost we will have a track on it. Okay. End of
Okay.
the Jan, we will
Also
track.
for the machine learning algorithms, do we have to have a background of like the data structure and algorithms should we start um, reading about those things, or it's completely different, the algorithms of in machine learning?
The algorithms of machine learning, well, the time of explanation of machine learning, I will, for example, if I want to talk about linear regression, first I can explain the algorithm. Okay. So the mathematical part and how you're using that particular formula and what kind of data and which situations we should use it and create how we can able to build that particular algorithm. Okay. So mathematical operations it is done, then we will use it in a Python code. So once algorithm is done, then we will use it. No, we are not using directly. Okay.
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 Okay, thank
Take care, guys. Bye. See you.
Okay. Thank you. See you tomorrow.